Hey there, it's Dave, o2manyfish. It is Wednesday, June 29th, 2016, and we are feeding the fish and recording it. And I watch all those cool videos of the big fish tanks online with the cool music, the trendy pop, the new age techno crap, and it's all really cool and soothing, but you know, if somebody narrates and tells you what you're looking at, that's gotta be better, right? And I can't sing, and I don't have licensed music, so you're stuck with my voice. Anyways, you're looking at our 400-gallon reef tank. This is the inside part of it. It's part of an 1,100-gallon system that's outside with an outdoor frag tank, totally exposed to the sunlight. We are looking at Radeon LED lights right now. We run a small Deltex skimmer. We run a 5-foot fluidized sand bed. We run a calcium reactor. We top off with a ton of kalkwasser. We have a surge tank, 30-gallon surge tank on a second-story balcony with a motorized ball valve that cycles at a rate of about 26,000 gallons per hour when it's running. And what other cool whiz dangs do we do? Everything's controlled by Apex. We have about 130 fish in the tank, and I'll put some food in and you can see how many of them you can count. So the highlights that you're looking for in there would probably be, an Achilles tang, a pair of Venustus angels, a spawning pair of flameback angels. There are a trio of golden angels, 2 of which have been in the system for about 6, maybe longer years now. There's a Red Sea Regal lurking in there, a multicolor, a flame angel, a pair of Bellis, and both of them are raised in the tank, and the male changed genders in this tank. Pair of Venustus, 2, not necessarily a pair yet. Spawning pair of target mandarins, spawning pair of blue mandarins, spawning blue damsels, lots of bangais which are constantly spawning, some of which the bangais which you see which were born in this system and raised in this system. A pair of lawnmower blennies that spawn, which is kind of cool. At least one of the pairs of clowns spawn pretty regularly. We have a huge assortment of pseudochromis in here now from ORA. For the first time ever, I've been able to keep the Arabian pseudochromis because the captive bred ones are not meanies. So they're beautiful, but they all get along really well. There are Sankeyis, hybrids, Fremondis, trio of Springeri, 2 of the Arabian pseudochromis, the one just shot across the middle of the tank, and a Flaviritex. There's also somewhere between 4 and 6 yellow assessors from ORA in here that are doing really well, and there is 1 McNeil's assessor. There are some pipefish lurking, which we don't see that often. And all kinds of other fish. So this is the last you get to enjoy the steady video. I'm going to take the camera off of the tripod and try to zoom in on some of the fish and corals for you, which means sit back from your computer because things might get a little rocky. Okay, so now it's me holding the camera, so things will be a little bit shaky at this point. We'll start with the joculator, inspired by Sanjay Yoshi's pair of them. I only have 1, but maybe just for the time being, we'll see. There goes my male Bellis angel, scooting after him a little bit. Coming across. This is the smaller of the 2 flamebacks, so the male. He's got some type of a swim bladder disease, I'm guessing, but he's had that for at least 18 months, and it doesn't stop him from spawning. When he's in the mood. There's a pair of Starkey damsels back there. We'll come across over here. This is kind of cool. This is our Monty Mountain over here. A combination of purple, red, Season's Greetings on the bottom, and the grafted Monty up on top. And it is also the home to a bunch of different pseudochromis. So when they get busy, there are about 3 to 4 different types of pseudos that all go into this Monty cap and hang out. You can see a Sankey eye and a hybrid right now, right next to one of 3 of our tail spot blennies. We have a trio of the tail spot blennies, and you can see him sitting right there on the shelf. We'll pull back a little bit here, come back to this side of the island, come across over here. There's our giant Oregon tort colony, our smaller of the 2 Borbonius. We'll come down here. There's a great big Jedi mind trick hanging out. Move across the middle. Big purple rim cap colony. All the way in the back, large Season's Greetings colony. Lots of Monties, the red Monties spreading all over. We'll come across to this section of the tank. Things are looking good. We'll come up here. Now this red cap colony doesn't look like it's in the best shape, but the fact is it was about 2 feet across, and on Sunday night we pulled it from the tank because it had grown so big it had actually grown out the surface of the tank. And so we took it out in the back patio and hit it with a big chisel and a hammer a couple of times. And before we started hitting it, there was about 15 different layers of plate that had grown up over the last probably 4 or 5 years that I've had the colony. And so we started breaking the base of it off. And amazingly enough, 5 to 6 layers down and way inside the base of the colony, there were living pieces of red Monty cap. So big areas of dead plate because there's no water or no light, and then spots like the size of a quarter, size of a 50-cent piece, just alive, that have been in there for years. From the inside of the colony, we probably pulled out maybe 25 or 30 quarter to 50-cent size pieces that were still alive. And so I thought that was really cool. We'll come across over here. Down on the bottom, I don't know what this colony is, but it's one of my favorites. It grew out of a piece of, I believe, Bali maricultured at some point. And here's a red planet colony. And some millies. I'll come up through here. Here's a little piece of blue that we've been growing for a while, actually outside, that just got moved in. Here's a nice collection of millies that are growing together. This is a Monty that just came in the tank last night. It has really striking royal blue polyps on a bright green. This is a piece of strawberry shortcake that refuses to have any color in my tank. Here's another piece of blue tort that we broke off of the colony on the right side and moved it over here. We've got the black midnight clown back there who doesn't really ever leave his big patch of clove polyps. We'll come down through here. We just thinned out this mass of stags. There's Miyagi tort, Miyagi tort, Miyagi tort. I don't know what this thin blue turquoise with purple tip stag is, but it grows really well into a big Veleta colony. And then we've got this blue Australian stag colony here. And we'll drop into the bottom. So we have life even along the bottom of our tank. We've got some jack-o'-lantern down there. We have a turbinaria that is being overtaken by a piece of Australian Monty. Coming across, Duncan's. Oh, how happy is that fish? Is that a happy looking Venustus? Oops. The multicolor. There's a yellow tang coming out of the same hole. Let's see who's next. There's the smaller of our pair of target mandarins. Kind of neat how you can find just one spot, focus on it, and see how many different people come moving through it. Okay, we'll come across over here. And we're down on the bottom. So we've got some hammers, orange, melted. Big giant piece of either the beach bum or the worldwide corals kung pao, depending on what color you look at it. Some micromusa blastos, which are doing really well given all the angels that we have. We got the greens, We got these beautiful red ones. We've got these crazy ones back here. We got more back here and more down here. And we come up the middle of the tank, up the island. We've got a little red dragon colony and a blue stag growing out of here. Another, just the tank's 33 inches front to back. You can see there's life going all the way to the back of it. Here is a yellow micro hammer colony, which started out as just a couple of heads maybe 6 months ago and is growing like crazy in here. There's a pink lemonade colony sitting there. This in the back is a piece of Miyagi tort that was just in the way on the left section, and so we popped it out last night. Haven't decided where we're going to get a home for it, put a home for it. Here's a bunch of excess unloved corals that are on the back wall of the tank. And so this is Monty, purple bacilli, red Monty, green Monty, purple bacilli, green star polyps, and pink alveopora that was doing really well and then died back and then doing really well. And so they're all growing together kind of happily across there. If we move just looking across the back wall of the tank, there's the season greetings with another colony of Monty on top of it. And there's a world full of zinnias back there. We're going to come around the end of the tank now. Okay. And so that's looking down the length of the tank. We'll come down here. There's a good shot of the grafted Monty colony. As you can see, there is red Monty below it. Season's greetings that it overtook. This is a red, it doesn't look like the colors coming out, a red-rimmed Australian cap. These are our pair of Australian elegances, which we've had for about 2.5 years now. And they are very happy, just left alone in the bottom corner of the tank. We'll move across here. More Duncans. This is another pile where corals get dropped and ignored. And so there are a ton of Grandy polyps back here. If we can zoom in, look really closely, there's a pair of Mexican red cap gobies that have taken home back here down in the bottom. And I can see them. I don't know if you can. We got the little striped prawn goby that's been here for a while, living on this back side of the wall. And if you look back across the tank, this is that back wall of the tank. There's corals all the way back that you can't even see from the front of the tank. We're on the back of the island now, so you can't really see this from the front of the tank, but we've got green Monty and a purple acro and red Monty growing with purple Monty. Here's one of our pair of little red scooters. These have spawned in the tank last year. I don't know if we caught them this year. This is a new addition my wife got this past weekend, or I got from my wife. Some platinum clowns, and they've taken up residency here on the back wall of the tank. Let's see who we got coming down. Here goes our Bellis. We'll come back around again. Let's see now who's living in the Monty. I see a couple damsels in there at the moment. And we got this collection of pretty corals on the island. And back into the middle. And that's it for the tank. We're going to stop.